The start of Chapter 6 was very tumultuous for Clix as he ended up getting dropped by his trio right before FNCS started. However, this turned out to be a blessing in disguise as he got picked up by Batman, Booga, and Iyamzo, and since formation, this trio has been one of the biggest forces in NA Central. They recently placed third in FNCS Grand Finals, giving Clix his best ever performance in a Grand. And in today's video, we're going to explain how they are continuing to build off that success and how they ended up dominating the first tournament of Chapter 6 Season 2, not getting just one, but 2 wins, tying the power trio of Peterbot, Hoyo, and Cold for first place in this tournament. Unfortunately, due to the replay bug, we're going to only be taking a look at these games from Clix's POV. This new trio is landing at Lone Wolf Lair, and this POI is stacked with loot. It has a respectable 34 chests, 15 heist bags, 29 floor spawns, 18 slurp barrels. It also has 3 rare chests, and in addition, it has a vault which contains a ton of gold and 2 dill bits. This trio also is going to be granted a launchpad north to the POI, which gives them a ton of flexibility for Surge in the mid-game of these matches. After securing the vault at their own POI, they are going to leave and head to the black market, where the additional gold that they've gotten from the vault allows them to purchase 6 splashes each, which is by far the most important thing in this new season in terms of movement. This also gives them the ability to buy better weapons as well as boons, which really help give them a significant loot advantage over the rest of the lobby. It's now time right before the end game, and this trio has done a decent job of managing Surge as they are about 150 above, but they know that they still need more. They're going to do a very nice coordinated attack onto this opponent as one of the teammates ends up breaking the wall with the Mammoth pistol and the other 2 end up double spraying, and Clix is able to secure this elimination. This is a fantastic opportunity for a refresh before moving zones, so they push aggressively over, and Clix is going to hit a nasty clip onto this opponent, giving them an additional refresh, and eventually that other elimination is going to come through, but they do not secure that loot. It's now time to rotate, and unfortunately for them, they get a huge far pull, but they smartly just instantaneously go and waste no time using their bats as well as a gold splash to basically go from backside to front side. They don't go all the way in though, as they know that they need the zone to expand here to maximize their movement items, and this is going to pay off here as Clix is going to help get a refresh with his team on a team that was rotating in. However, unfortunately, he doesn't protect all of his angles when going to secure that loot that ends up going down, but his teammates are there to revive him and stabilize him, and they're able to at least avoid disaster in this game. This trio has been looking for refreshes the entire endgame and finally needs to convert on one, and Iyamzo comes through picking up an elimination on a solo. They end up tarping out, and you can see that the low ground is incredibly free, and at this point in the endgame, with a trio, this would be a huge advantage. They immediately jump down, just beating the other team, as Clix picks up an elimination, and one of Clix's teammates ends up picking up one as well. And now, just take a look at how much space on the low ground that this team is going to command, which is going to make this very last portion of the endgame very easy. With all of this control on the low ground, it's going to result in some free eliminations and refreshes, as Clix picks up one onto an opponent who got dropped down, and there's an opponent with no materials on low who also ends up getting taken out. It's now essentially a 3v2v1, and this trio chops out height, being the only team that is still in the safe zone, and Clix is going to get a little bit of chip damage on this opponent in the storm, and they're able to easily pick up this win with little to no resistance, granting them a good amount of money. This trio once again is going to be landing at the same drop, but they're going to approach it a little bit differently. They hear teams fighting just north of their POI, and before they claim the vault, they decide to go in and use this opportunity for free surge. Batman Booga is going to open the fight with a free knock, turning it into a 3v2. Eventually, he is going to go down though, but Clix and Iyamzo are going to be there to support and get an easy trade, and the last opponent also jumps in, turning this into a free 3 eliminations as well as some storm surge, and then this trio is going to head back to the vault, get the dill bits and gold. Additionally, in the middle of this mid-game, they're going to once again increase their mythic loot by securing one of the moving vans here, getting a mythic AR in addition to all of their splashes, gold, boons, and strong weapon. After securing the van, they are going to repeat the exact same process of using all of the gold that they got from the vault to go to the market and increase their loot density once again. After getting the loot at the mythic black market, this team is going to stick on the dead side, which is north, as the zone pulls that way. They decide to play aggressive onto the team at Flooded Frogs, and Clix is going to open up the damage here, getting some chip damage onto this opponent, and then editing in, playing very, very aggressive, cracking another opponent, and eventually dropping down and taking out that opponent as well. A little bit later on, Clix is going to be chasing this opponent, and he's going to clean up that elimination, giving them a significant amount of surge here and a refresh on materials, and at this point, the trio decides to not look for the solo, and just decide to play for positioning instead. After securing their surge, this trio is no longer going to be W King, as they end up just sitting in a bush looking for tags. They get the absolute god pull, as they are right in the middle of next zone, and when that zone expands, they just sit there, and once the next zone pulls, they just simply go to the dead side that just opened up, which gives them free opportunities to shoot any opponents that are rotating in. This trio once again demonstrates the importance of instantaneously going. Once they get the far pull here, they immediately splash and bat, and they go from the backside all the way to front side, and they're going to sit here and not be greedy, just going barely in for when the next zone. The next zone, once again, is a far pull, and they're going to repeat the exact same process, instantaneously going with splashes and a bat, getting them to front side once again for free. With the next rotation, Yamzo does a fantastic job here of leading them to the edge, where they can save their materials, not even building off to the right. They get a good, favorable pull, however, Height is playing aggressive onto them since that they see that they are healthy, so they decide to drop a layer, which is going to save them some materials. They get a pretty decent favorable pull here, and they're going to continue to hug this edge over and over. Eventually, in the middle of this endgame, Yamzo is going to secure a refresh on the backside, but things are going to go from bad to worse, as Higgs ends up going down here, but somehow, due to the fact that they have a significant amount of splashes, are able to secure enough space, heal him up with the splashes, and they are able to double res, getting him back into the game. After getting Higgs up, Clix is going to use the Mythic AR, which he secured from the van, to get right into this opponent's box, picking up another refresh, and eventually they're going to go to what they think is high ground. However, they look up and realize that a team is very established, and they immediately chop them out. Now Clix and Batman Booger are both going to go down to the zone, and Yamzo is going to pull off a fantastic solo clutch here, as he ends up getting multiple eliminations as a solo, and have the ability to protect himself and heal with the Chug Jug, and Storm just barely beating Joji out when he ends up hitting this 36 tag onto him when he tries to go back to that teammate's body, and they have now won 2 games, tying them with Peterbot Pollo and Cold for first place in this Evaluation Cup. Well guys, thank you so much for watching today's VOD review. I hope that you guys did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I hope I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.